All right, happy Wednesday morning. Welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. Mark here, and I hope you guys are doing well. But today we're talking about progressives, and is there an actual benefit to betting more and increasing your chances at the progressive? The answer might surprise you. All right, as always, if you are new here, we certainly want to welcome you to the Gamble Smart channel. We do these kind of daily tips and tricks and education every single day of the week, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Central Time. We want to get you better educated because we feel if you have the knowledge, you understand how all this stuff works, you're going to go into the casino with a lot more confidence, and you could probably end up walking out with a lot more cash because you're going to be smart about your play. So subscription would be nice, thumbs up, ring that bell, you know the drill. That's what YouTube tells us to say on every video. So you guys know by now. Anyway, let's talk about progressives, okay? This is a really confusing one, but it's something that I want you to look out for. So the question is there actually a benefit to betting higher or lower and getting a better chance at hitting those progressives? And it largely depends on the game. But we're going to take a look at Huff and More Puff, and this is a good example because these are still out there. The new one, Huff and Even More Puff, is going to be the same. Eureka Blast, Piggy Banking, all the Lock It Link type games fall into this category. But how do you know? Maybe it's not one of those games. How do you look to see if there's any advantage to betting higher in the chances of hitting those progressives? Well, you got to go into the game rules, of course. You are reading the game rules, right? I hope so. Especially for this stuff, okay? When it comes to all the other things, maybe not so much. You can kind of just jump into it. But for these things, you kind of need to look because you need to determine what you're going to bet. Now, I'm going to read this and I'll put it up on the screen. I call this a word salad because it's very confusing. I wish they would put this stuff in better English. Manufacturers, I'm talking to you, game designers, let's put this in better English so people can understand what it's saying. It says the amount wagered times the odds of winning the grand and major meters respectively is equivalent for all available denominations. So what is this actually saying? Let's translate this. What this is saying is that it doesn't matter what denomination that you're playing on this game, the chances of hitting those progressives are going to be equal for each of those denominations. But what it is saying is that the grand and major meters, which are the grand and major progressives on this game, have better odds the higher credit amount that you wager. Okay, you got that? So if we go to 10 cents and we look at the bet panel down here, we see on the left side, we see 75 credits all the way up to 750 credits, okay? So that's $75 a spin in this case because we're on dimes. So what it is saying is that if you bet 750 credits, you have a 10 times more likely chance of hitting those progressives than you do on the 75 credits because that is a 10 times multiplier of the base amount, okay? Is it still hard to get those? Of course it is. But if you really do want to increase your chances of getting those progressives, you do want to try to bet all the way to the right while you can. So a couple of things, let's break this down even further. The first thing is we certainly never want you to play a game just because of the progressive, okay? It's a very slippery slope. You got to play it for the base game. Focus on that. If you hit the progressive, cool. But there is some decision making here, and here's what I would recommend. So if you are going to approach a game, and this is a question we get a lot, is it better, let's say it's a penny denomination, is it better to bet 500 pennies or is it better to change to 10 cent and bet, 100 dimes or whatever? What's the combination should I do? In this case, if you really want to get a good shot at the major and the grand, you want to stick to the pennies and go all the way to the right and bet max, okay? So why is this important? Is this an advantage play? I would not call it an advantage play. I just think it's a smart play, okay? Try on games like this, if it says something like that in the game rules, make sure that you're betting at a comfort level that you're good with, but also bet all the way to the right, okay, which means the highest amount of credits on that actual denomination, okay? You might as well in that case. So it's better to do that than to push your denomination up and then bet on the lower end, okay? Does that make sense? I hope I kind of broke it down a little bit. It's still very confusing, but the important thing is you got to look at the game rules because every game is going to be different. But this is something that you can look out for. All right, guys, that'll do it for today. I'm going to go play some Huff and More Puff. I love this game. Just don't play it in the casino. Or if you do, play it on your winnings, because that's this. You guys know. If you know, you know, right? All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh, don't forget, tonight, live, 7 p.m. Central Time. We hope to see you there. Brantley will be there from Cowboy Slots, and we're going to have a good time. And we're going to try to answer a lot of questions tonight. So come early, ask your questions, whatever you got, and we'll do our best to answer them live on the air for you. All right, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you tonight. Take care. Bye-bye.